Donte's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, he just recently criticized the ticket sales of Wilder versus Fury. Now, before I go any further, let me go ahead and make this very clear. Now, DAZN reached out to me to help promote the brand of DAZN. But just because they reached out to me, that will never stop me from speaking the truth. Eddie Hearn knows that, DAZN knows that. And as far as I'm concerned, Anthony Joshua ducking Deontay Wilder, it has nothing to do with DAZN. This is all Anthony Joshua as far as I'm concerned. But let me go back to the ticket sales. I want to quote everything that Eddie Hearn said. Eddie Hearn said, and I quote, "They've only sold 8,000 tickets in a 19,000 arena. They haven't even opened the top tier. That's how big their drawing power is. We'll see how the pay-per-view numbers do. If they're big names, they'll do 1 million buys." End quote. Now, guys, ever since Deontay Wilder has been calling out Anthony Joshua, I've been telling you guys, I know I'm probably in the minority, but I believe that this is Anthony Joshua's doing. I don't believe that this is Eddie Hearn. I believe that Anthony Joshua is the one that does not want to get in the ring with Deontay Wilder. The reason why I believe that is because, once again, about 2 years ago, when Wilder first started aggressively calling out Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, he responded right away, basically saying that he would love to put Anthony Joshua in there with Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua would knock Wilder out in 3 rounds. And then right after he said that, Anthony Joshua, he came out and he said something that was the polar opposite. He said, "Look, man, I'm not in a hurry to fight against Deontay Wilder. I work hard to get to the point to where I am, and I'm not going to be rushed into fighting this guy, etc., etc., etc." So that led me to believe that it was Anthony Joshua that did not want the Deontay Wilder fight. And of course, Eddie Hearn has no choice but to be loyal to whatever his fighter wants. Now, and as far as this, how many tickets they sell, none of that really matters. Donte's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Some good news for the boxing fans and for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury for sure. They have already sold $1 million worth tickets for the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight. There's no doubt this is not only going to be one of the biggest fights of the year, but possibly the biggest event of the year. At least top 2, top 3. Now, we know that Anthony Joshua, he just fought against Alexander Povetkin, and that fight was nowhere near close to as big as this fight is going to be. Now, we know that Anthony Joshua, he just fought against Alexander Povetkin, and that fight was nowhere near close to as big as this fight is going to be. Was nowhere near close to as big as this fight is going to be.
Now, you see, this dude, Donte's Boxing Nation logic in this situation is about as ass backwards as his eating habits. This dude will order a triple extra large cheese pizza with every Canadian bacon, pork, sausage, squirrel thigh meat that you can think of, and then got the nerve to order a Diet Coke behind it, not knowing that diet sodas got more sugar in it than regular sodas. Let me explain. So you mean to tell me that now all of a sudden that ticket sales, they don't matter, when just a month ago, when you find out Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury sell $1 million worth of tickets, you had the nerve to say that Anthony Joshua's fight was going to be nowhere as big as the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight.
Joshua, he just fought against Alexander Povetkin, and that fight was nowhere near close to as big as this fight is going to be.
I mean, keep in mind that Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin was at Wembley Stadium, a 90,000 seated arena, and they sold 80,000 tickets. Okay? Deontay Wilder cannot sell out a Staples Center, which seats 21,000. And even worse than that, he can't even sell out half. So now that you find out that Deontay Wilder cannot sell out the arena, and not only that, he can't even make it halfway past the mark, now all of a sudden, ticket sales don't matter at all. What kind of ass backwards logic is that? Okay, at this point, how can anybody get mad at me for blowing these guys' skirts up like I do? Maybe you want to sit by and be considered a retard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make anybody make me feel stupid. You know, because as I'm sitting and listening to this, I'm like, you're acting like I didn't pay attention to what you just said last week. You know, I don't know if y'all mindless, willingly zombies or y'all actually this slow that y'all can't catch on. And you know what? I'm going to chalk it up to that y'all actually really slow. I have no choice but to do that because this don't make no logical sense in any world. It's an oxymoron statement. It cancels each other's out at the end of the day. Just like I keep telling y'all, the same thing that I exposed about boxing ego. It's no different. And like I said, how can anybody get mad at me for pointing out the obvious? If I know 2 + 2 is not 5, how you guys gonna cuss me out for telling you that it's 4? But, you know, I get it. You guys need further proof and you guys need me to keep drilling this home. Well, guess what? I'm more than happy to do it. So sit back because I'm going to burn this boy slow. All right, let's keep going.
And as far as this, how many tickets they sell, none of that really matters. None of that really matters for a lot of different reasons. Because once again, we already know that Anthony Joshua, he said out of his own mouth on camera, if they give me $50 million, I will fight against Deontay Wilder. And to Anthony Joshua's surprise, Team Wilder came up with the money, which I don't know why Anthony Joshua or anyone thought that they couldn't come up with $50 million. I mean, they work with Al Heyman.
You know what, Donte? I'm so glad you brought this up. Because this has been you Wilder fanboys go-to line for way too long. And after I bury this 6 feet deep, you going to need an exorcist to come and revive this. So all you Wilder fans that love coming to people page talking about, oh, when Anthony Joshua did want to fight, he turned down 50 million. He turned down 50. Y'all listen up close because I'm finna dead this today. Deontay Wilder sends an email to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn responds to the email, said he would like to see a contract and have a sit-down meeting. Okay, Shelly Finkel responds to Eddie Hearn and tells him no. Okay, first agree to the terms. Eddie Hearn's like, why am I going to agree to the terms when I don't see a venue, I don't see a date down here, and y'all won't give me a sit-down meeting? Then instead of responding to Eddie Hearn, Shelly Finkel runs to the press talking about, oh, we offered him 50 million. We offered him 50 million. Now, this is what they haven't told you about the 50 million. So listen up close. Number one, the 50 million didn't come from Al Heyman. And number two, that 50 million was contingent upon Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, and his team giving up the TV rights to air the fight on BT Sports. Do I need to say that again? The 50 million was contingent upon Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, and his team giving up the rights to air the fight for BT Sports. So even if Anthony Joshua wanted to accept the 50 million, he couldn't do it. You want to know why? Because at that current time, he was under contract with Sky Sports. So if Anthony Joshua is under contract with Sky Sports, he cannot leave and go fight on BT Sports, and he's under contract with Sky Sports. And not only that, why would they give up the rights to air the fight to Shelly Finkel and Frank Warren? Okay, does that make sense to y'all? Do you guys finally understand that? Is it finally sinking into your head? But you know what? I get it. You know, you guys need proof, right? Well, that's the beautiful thing about this channel, because that's exactly what I'm known for. Okay, so if you guys don't want to believe me, here's coming out the horse's mouth itself.
Just want to talk about something that you alluded to in the press conference, something that surprised me a little bit. Obviously, a lot of the talk lately has been about you and Shelly Finkel, or you being privy to negotiations between Team Wilder and Team Joshua. The first I heard of it today was that you were privy to that due to a wanting from BT to potentially put the Wilder-Joshua fight on BT, the fact that Team Wilder or Shelly Finkel were buying the rights to the fight. I didn't know that. Explain how that side of things works.
Well, that's what they were doing. They offered the the guarantee of the 50 and the 30 on the strength of buying the rights to put the fight on. Well, that's what they were doing. They offered the the guarantee of the 50 and the 30 on the strength of buying the rights to put the fight on. Now, you know, I'm sure if I'd have been in Hearn's position, I wanted to fight, and I'd say, well, no, it's got to go on Sky. But the fact was, that was the conversations I was having with Shelly. We wanted to get it out. We wanted to put the fight on BT, and we had a lot of conversations about it.
Now, there it is. What else we got to say? What else we got to talk about? Man, look, if you were Team Joshua and Team Hearn, would you accept something like that? I mean, hold on. You got to give up your TV rights? Man, get out of town with that crap, man. I mean, listen, we don't need to talk about that 50 million no more. Okay? Did you even know that part of negotiation? Okay, out of all that stuff, Deontay Wilder and Shelly Finkel is putting out in the media, when did they put out that part? Can somebody answer me that question? When was everybody privy to that? Exactly, you wasn't. Let's keep going, man.
So why would it matter how many tickets Deontay Wilder sells? I mean, quite frankly, it wouldn't matter if only Deontay Wilder's family showed up to watch the fight. This is the heavyweight champion of the world. Can you guys imagine if every other sport shared this criteria? I mean, imagine watching the Olympics and finding out that we're not going to get to watch the best fight the best in the gold medal match because the Russian fighter that made it to the finals, he doesn't have as many fans supporting him as the Cuban fighter has in the crowd. It's a ridiculous ideology, guys.
No, what's ridiculous is your lack of common sense and lack of basic boxing knowledge. Okay? So all those who don't know, let this be the first time and the last time that you need to hear something like this. Okay? Now listen up closely. All sports is a business first and a sport second. I'm going to say that one more time for the hearing impaired. All sports are a business first and a sport second. Without the business side of sports, you wouldn't have any sports. If it don't make dollars, come on, say it with me now. It don't make sense. Okay? The sport of boxing has to make money in order to entertain any of us. Okay? If it does not make money, it will not be put on, period. Okay? Now, being that somebody like Donte's Boxing Nation has had a channel as long as he has had a channel and have as many subscribers and touched as many people as he's touched, it's amazing that he wouldn't share that what's supposed to be basing boxing, and not just boxing knowledge, sports knowledge, that all sports is a business first and a sport second. Nobody does nothing for nothing. It's at the end of the day, no matter how messed up it sounds, it's not about what the fans want to really see at the end of the day. They only give in to what the fans really want to see because the fans reflect interest and the interest reflect dollar signs. Okay? So if you're not going to support the fight, why are we going to put it on? And once again, it's a defeating statement. Okay? If people cared about Deontay Wilder and who he fought so much, then how come he ain't sell out the Staples Center? Can you answer that question? If people really care about Deontay Wilder, if you guys really cared about Deontay Wilder, how come he hasn't even sold half his tickets yet? It's been over a month. Explain that. So that puts the fight directly in its place where it's supposed to be. It does not need nobody addressing it. Okay? Deontay Wilder is in the position he's in because of the opposition he chose to fight. That's all it is at the end of the day. I don't know what's so hard about telling boxing fans this. Say, hey guys, this is the result of when you constantly want to cherry pick and fight bums. This is why it's not good. Because you have no leverage at the negotiation table. You become a high risk and a low reward, and nobody wants to do business with you. You need names on your resume. Okay? It's just like stepping up to the poker table. You need money to play. Okay? And let's use money and switch that out with resumes as terms of revenue. Deontay Wilder's trying to sit at this poker table, and it's a high betting game. And what do they tell you? Are you sure you want to sit down here? This is high stakes. Can you buy into this game? Are you sure? And Deontay's trying to sit up there with 2 poker chips. Talk about, yeah, I want to play. No, you don't get in the game like that. This is why he needs the Tyson Fury fight. Okay? And it's to earn him a seat at the negotiation table. And it's pitiful. But anyways, I keep going.
I mean, why didn't Charles Martin? Why didn't Povetkin? Why didn't Dominic Breazeale? Why didn't Carlos Takam? Why didn't all these fighters have to meet the same demands that Deontay Wilder has to meet to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua?
Because all those people knew their place, they knew their worth, and they wasn't asking for something that they know that they do not deserve. They wasn't asking for no 60-40. They wasn't asking for no 50-50. They wasn't asking for somebody to take 60% near the B side. Okay, you was able to see those fights as fast and as quick as you did because they understood their positioning at the negotiation table and it wasn't hard to work with. That's a very simple answer, Donte.
I'm telling you guys right now, even though it's Eddie Hearn saying this, this is going to affect Anthony Joshua's legacy more than anything. If Anthony Joshua doesn't get in there with Wilder, especially if Wilder goes in there and looks sensational against Tyson Fury. I mean, even the UK fans in the country is starting to turn on Anthony Joshua when it comes to demanding him to fight against Wilder next. You have tons of UK fighters coming out saying it. Carl Froch, he said that it was Eddie Hearn's fault that the fight is not happening. Lennox Lewis, he blamed Anthony Joshua on not taking the fight. Many fighters have come out from the UK and criticized Anthony Joshua for not taking the fight.
Well, you know what, Donte? That's cool, fine, and dandy. There's only one problem to everything that you're saying, you know? And I'll let the UK fans defend UK fans. Because as far as you having these sea of UK fans that's turning against Anthony Joshua, I don't see them. You know, I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying that I don't see them. You know, it's well known that UK fans ride with their man. So I don't know what you're talking about of that end. But I got something even more interesting than that. I want to play something for you, Donte. And I want you to listen very closely to what your heavyweight champion said, your most dangerous man on the planet said. Okay, you ready? All right, go ahead, roll it.
Of the heavyweight division, and that's all I ask of these guys, you know, not to worry about the champions and, you know, calling me out and stuff like that, especially when I got something going on, you know. If that's not working, get the next guy in line, the next big thing. So when you beat him, it's going to be demanded. You know, people are going to respect that even more. You're going to have a little bit more people on your side and just make it happen. And, you know, I'm all in the belief of blessing guys, you know what I mean? I'm on a path as well, too. We got things structured and in line that I want to do. You know, I can't always do what a fighter wants me to do, or because he wants to fight me, then I got to bow down to him and fight him. I got plans and I got goals and I got things that I want to do in this sport as well, too. I can't always do what a fighter wants me to do, or because he wants to fight me, then I got to bow down to him and fight him. I got plans and I got goals and I got things that I want to do in this sport as well, too. And people just have to respect that. And people just have to respect that. And people just have to respect that. I can't always do what a fighter wants me to do, or because he wants to fight me, then I got to bow down to him and fight him. I got plans and I got goals and I got things that I want to do in this sport as well, too. And people just have to respect that.
All right. So, in the words of your great Messiah, you know, he just can't bow down and fight somebody because somebody want to fight him. You know, he got plans and goals and things that he want to do, and people just going to have to respect that. So you know where I'm going to go with it, right? Okay, then. So why is it cool and why is it okay for Deontay Wilder to say something like that, but yet he can't understand? And if this even was the case, which is not, but even if this was the case, if Anthony Joshua feel the same way, he can easily look at Deontay Wilder and say, hey, man, I can't always bow down and fight somebody and give in to these fighters just because they want me to fight them. You know, I got plans and goals and stuff I want to do, too. And Deontay Wilder, you just going to have to respect that. So my question to Dante's Boxing Nation is, how you going to come behind that now? What you got to say now? Because if not, is that not the same thing that you're trying to ridicule Anthony Joshua doing? So I'm wondering this. Are you going to jump on Deontay Wilder for saying something like that? Isn't that the same kind of antics and the same type of behavior that you're talking about? Ain't that the same kind of legacy ruining behavior that you're talking about? oh, but let me guess, this is just going to be like them ticket sales, right? You know what I'm saying? It counts when it's your man's. You know, no, my bad. The ticket sales count when it's Anthony Joshua's. But when Deontay Wilder can't live up to the hype, then it's, oh, ticket sales don't matter. So now that you heard Deontay Wilder say, hey, I'm not going to be plagued with fighting with any of these fighters just because they want me to fight them, because I got plans and goals and stuff I want to follow too. So let me guess. Now it's okay, right? Man, you guys is crazy, man. You know what? I have fun with this. You know, I thank you for the entertainment on a Friday night. I really do. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I do what I do, because ain't nobody else out here doing it. And you ain't going to get away with doing it as long as someone like me got eyes and ears on the sports, especially on YouTube. You know, because I won't give up till I change the entire landscape of what I see out here, because I don't like nothing that you guys is doing. You know, and I don't respect none of you guys out here. But in the meantime, y'all know exactly who this is. You know exactly what I'm about. This is Gloves Off Conversation. Bruce Vane, I'm out.
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You?